Want to speed up your music production workflow? I've got some dope hacks that'll save you time and help you create faster in Reason. Let's get straight into it. First hack, set yourself up with pre-existing MIDI patterns in your template, whether it's drum grooves, chord progressions, or basic melodies. If you like to scroll through presets and see what sounds you like, it can help you out and work faster. Let me show you how I've set it up. Now, I'm really random when it comes to setting up my track. So the only thing I've got going is a clap. And I know that that clap or that snare is going to land on these beats. So I don't have to waste time doing that. But if you like going through presets, maybe you have a simple ideate keys here. So now we have this little melody here in our template. If we like going through presets, we just open the browser. Maybe we go to Reason Factory. Let's just act like I'm looking for a preset. Maybe I want to use Parsec. And I just drag this over and replace that. And I instantly have a preset that I could mess with and tweak, and then I could just hop into my sequencer and make a new melody. At least this way, I know that I like the preset I'm listening to. That brings me to my second hack. Now, when I played this melody before, I had effects in it. Let's say I want to add some reverb to this. All right, now I want to copy this exact insert section. There's Portal in here. I want to copy these effects. What I can do is right click on the mixer channel and copy channel settings. You can go to all, or you can select something specific. So it can just be the insert effects, which would be Portal that I have in there. We can do just the effect sends, which would be those reverb dials. We can do all, and then you go to the channel that you want those to also show up in. So maybe it's this one right here. And then you can just hit paste channel settings. So you can do it from here, or you can do it in the rack. So don't do it keys, paste channel settings. Boom. Automatically there. Hop into the sequencer. I don't have notes there, but I can take these test notes that I put on the ideate, which is now a Parsec because I like the preset, and put it there. Now, since we're already here in the sequencer, I can discuss hack number 3, and that is creating a loop arrangement, arranging your track before you jump into creating. And this will allow you to create separate sections for each part as you're producing. So if I know this is my chorus, then I know I probably want to use one of these as my intro, so I can just drag it to my intro and continue to disperse the parts while I create. Let's talk about how to create these blocks. If you don't have this option available in Reason, what you want to do is go to Options and click on Enable Blocks. Make sure that it's checked. Once it's checked, you can click on each individual block and name them. So I'll call this Test 2. And you can follow that process for however many blocks you think you'll need for your arrangement. When you come into the song view, if you grab your pencil tool, then you can change the block that you're drawing in. You can draw blocks on top of blocks, and so on. You can also produce inside of these blocks, but I personally don't like that production workflow, so I just use them as markers. This is a fast way to see where your track is heading, and you can preview and loop different sections just by pressing Command L on a Mac, Control L on a Windows, and you can see exactly what needs more, if anything has too much going on in it. And while I'm explaining this arrangement, here's another tip. For example, let's say I'm working on this chorus and I realize that I want more space in between the chorus and the verse for a bridge. I'm going to make sure my left loop locator is where I want the space to start, and my right loop locator is where I want that space to end. And then I'll right click and insert bars between the locators. Boom. And now I have space to either add another block, maybe for a bridge, or to just test some things out. And since we're talking about making things smooth, let me show you a bonus tip using automation clips. So a lot of times when we want to automate things, we got to take our time and set it up. But as you can see in my template, I have automation banks that I can access. Now, if you look, there is no actual track here because I have them hidden within my blocks. So if I come into my blocks and I go to the very last block, I have my automation bank where I can drop everything down and access all of these different automation lanes. So for example, let's say I want to automate portal, or we'll automate the dry wet. So here, click this automation button, click on that, dry wet fader. I'll figure out which of these automation clips I would like to use. So I'm going to pick one of these automation patterns. How about inverted pulse 75? I'm going to click inside of it and I'm going to copy the points. Now when I go to my song view, I can collapse this, and up here I have my master wet. Double click in there and I could paste these values and then just drag them to where I need them to be. Duplicate this. Let's put those loop points here. And now we have our automation going. Another thing you might use this for is for your master fader, the exponential curve. Click inside of that. I'm gonna come into this clip and I want my points to start here. I could time stretch this if I wanted a slower fade. An alternative to keeping these automation bank clips right here in your session is to keep the reason session file in your favorites. So I have one over here, automation toolbox. If I double click it, it'll open up that version of reason in this little mini square. And then I could go to the sequencer, find the points I want, copy it. And then in my automation clip, paste those points. And that could also be a quick way to do it if you don't like having it right there in your session. This way lets you experiment with automation without cluttering your session, but I can understand why someone might want to have them inside of the session as well. Now, when you're ready to save your template, you're going to go up to File, Save As, pick a name for your track. Right now, I'm already in my templates folder, but if I called it Test, then you're going to name your track. Now I'm just going to call this test, and you'd want to save this in your Reason template folder. So on a Mac, you're going to go into whatever version of Reason you're using. Mine is just going to be in Reason Studios template songs. I would check the manual to see where exactly your templates are located. Then when you're ready to set your template as the default project that opens, you're going to pull up the preferences panel and the default song. You're going to change the template to the one that you would like to use. So mine is already set. So those are 4 quick workflow hacks that'll save you time and reason. Use them to streamline your process and keep your creativity flowing. If these tips helped you out, add them to your template. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more workflow hacks and music production tips. Peace. Today is day 15 of our 30-day Reason Marathon. It's all Couture, Kickback, and Cook Up. That download for these automation lanes are in the description.